God, I want to thank you. Thank you for being so good, dear God. Thank you for being so faithful. Dear God, thank you for loving us in spite of us, dear God. Thank you, Lord, for showing us mercy, dear God, when we've been so merciless. Just thank you, dear God, for all that you've done for us, Father God. Because we understand and know, dear God, that if it had not been for you on our side, Lord, we wouldn't be sitting or standing where we are right now. Lord, we pray right now, dear God, that you watch over this vessel, dear God. Lord, fill me with your spirit, dear God. And Lord, allow me, Lord, to do and say only that you would have me to do and say. And I pray right now, Lord, and I promise to give you the praise. Because, Lord, you alone is worthy. You're good. You're good. What is in the mighty, blessed, and wonderful name of Jesus, I do pray. The saints of God said, Amen. 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 I want you to take out your Bibles and I want you to turn to Psalm 142. Amen. And we're going to take a look at two lines 4 and 5. Amen. Psalm 142, lines 4 and 5. It says, I looked on my right hand and beheld, but there was no man that would know me. Refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. I cried unto thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Amen. Amen. If you will, before you take your seats, I want you to turn to your neighbor and share with them these words. Amen. If you're not too mad or too mean, I want you to tell them these words. Neighbor, oh neighbor, the preacher, with the help of the Holy Spirit, will preach from the subject. Nowhere else to go. You may be seated. Amen. I thank God for being God. Amen. God is sure enough good. God is a keeper. He's a protector. He's a deliverer. And I thank him every day for being all of that for me. I don't know about you. Amen. When we look at the text on today, we've got to understand where the text is coming from. The prayer by David when he was forced into a cave. Now, when you look at it, it's considered a prayer. And David was always on the run. And many times David would find himself trying to hide out because he was a man of war. So he always had to find refuge inside of a cave or inside of a stronghold or inside of a rocky area to try to avoid the enemy. And most military men during that time, that's just what they did. And here we find David in a cave. And if you study, there was two different strongholds or caves that David frequented. One was the cave of Adullam, and the other one was the cave of En-gedi. And you'll read in the text where David was actually forced into these caves when people would come after him. And we know one main person that sought David's life was Saul. So when we look at it, you got to understand that David was in hot pursuit, or someone was in hot pursuit of David, and he had to find a refuge inside of a rock. Well, when you look at that whole cave-like situation, I want you to understand this one thing. That when you look at the cave represents isolation. It represents loneliness. And it even represents helplessness. See, you got to understand, David had to go in the cave, and he was away from everybody else, trying to get away from the trouble that he was in. He was also by himself, and he had to call out to God, because really and truthfully, in his heart, in his mind, he knew that if nobody else could help him, that God could help him. Also, he had a sense of helplessness because he knew his enemy was on his track. And how many of you know that even though you know the Lord is in control, that sometimes you even fathom the thought that your enemy will actually devour you? Yes. So David was at a point right now to where really and truthfully he had to go to the only person that he could go to that really and truthfully had anything to do with anything. Because how many of you know that sometimes when, guess what, even mom and daddy, mama, papa, your sister, your brother is nowhere around to be found. Amen. And David found himself calling out to God. In life, we sometimes establish our own caves, where we seek to run away from life's troubles and calamities. In many cases, we make as if it's us against the world. Let me suggest that in many cases, that really and truthfully, it's not us against the world, it's us against us. And at times, we are our own worst enemy. Although I don't want to send the wrong message, there are times when you have to steal away to talk to the Almighty, one true living God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Somebody here ought to know about a secret prayer place where you called on the Lord when nobody knew nothing about your little or long talk with Jesus. And it's amazing how God will show up and show out according to what you talk to him about in private, allowing the whole world to see that he's sure enough a rewarder of those who diligently seek him. See, he said, I looked to my right hand and beheld. That the church said, beheld. Yeah. You got to understand what David is saying here. This is referring to a courtroom-like situation. David was in the cave, and notice he said, I looked on my right hand. See, when these times were going on, if you would go to court, the person that was your counsel would stand on the right. And what David is saying that I look to the right and I don't have no lawyer to plead my case. And he beheld and he observed and he was like, nobody's here to help me. But can I suggest that he looked to his right and it suggested that he only had one-sided perspective. How many of you know that in life that you can run the risk of having a perspective that's one-sided? And when you have a perspective that's one-sided, can I help you? You look in all the wrong places for your help when your help is in a whole totally different direction. So you got to understand that David was looking for his help in mere men. But at the same time, you got to understand that it is not mere men that's going to help you in your time of trouble. It's only but by the grace of God that you be able to get where you get to, you're able to go where you want to go. Why? Because it's God that has the final say. See, you can't have a one-sided point of view of anything. It reminds me of a story of a gentleman. And, he was reading, and, he was stumbling through his words and stuff like that. And, people were observing him. And that's one person even said, man, I can't believe they let him get up to speak. He can't even talk. He don't even talk right. He can't hook up his sentences. He don't know how to speak to people. He doesn't know how to convey his message right. What is wrong? Why would they put him up there? Well, what ended up happening, the guy was able to talk to that individual when God gave opportunity. And what ended up happening is they ran across one another, and the guy that was talking, he was able to address the person that had condemned him and talked about him and said all these nasty things about him. And he shared with him, he said, I heard you was talking about me. Say, well, I just said that, maybe you could have, done a little better job, and, maybe you could have got somebody else to do it. And he said, I realized that everybody got their own opinion. But he said, can I tell you something? Don't ever knock a man until you know his story. Amen. He said, if you'd have seen me a couple of years ago, I couldn't even walk. If you'd have seen me a couple of years ago, I couldn't even say a word. If you'd have seen me a couple of years ago, I could go to church, but I couldn't even say, praise the Lord. So can I help you? Even in my little feeble speech, guess what? I'm going to praise the Lord, because you got to understand, don't ever judge a person by what you see them right then and there. You got to know from whence they come. Don't ever look at life and look at situations from a one-sided perspective. David, he said he didn't have no help to the right, and he beheld. See, sometimes we look at life and we look at our situation and we look at what's going on and we really don't see the whole picture. And what ends up happening is, through this prayer, David shows us that sometimes we're susceptible to looking at things one way when really and truthfully there's a bigger picture in the mix. Look what it says. It says, but there was no man that would know me. David is saying that, you know what? I looked around and there was nobody there. Nobody was around to help me out. Nobody was there to encourage me. David, keep going. David, it's going to be all right. David, you remember you slew all these people. He had no man that knew him. You know what that lets me know? Is that sometimes God will put us in situations where we can't rely on nobody else. Amen. We've got to understand that what ended up happening is David got to a point to realize that he didn't have no physical person to call on. And what ended up happening, it caused him really to now get the right perspective, and he's changing now, and he's going to begin to look at things from the right perspective. I'm reminded of a story of a little boy who was playing in the yard, and he was playing, and he got a little further away from home, and he was playing, and he got a little further away from home, and he was playing, and he was having himself just a good old time. And let me tell you, it got so good to where when it got dark, he really didn't even know where his house was. The little boy, he was worried. Got people looking for him, but he don't know it because he can't hear nobody. He don't see nobody. All he sees is some big tall trees. And all he knows is that the sun is going down and it's getting dark. Well, as time went on, he knew that he didn't know how to get home. He was frightened. He was afraid. And he was just, man, what am I going to do? He started to cry. He didn't know what to do. And he started to cry. He was like, I don't know. I want my mama. I want my daddy. I want somebody to come help me because I don't know where to go and I don't know what to do. Mama, please save me. Daddy, please save me. And what ended up happening is the sun went down. So the little boy said, you know what? Well, I can't do nothing. I'm too scared to go anywhere else. So I might as well find me a little spot to lay my head and sleep for the night. Thanks be to God, God protected him through the night. But something happened that morning. He realized something. He realized that morning that he remembered something from the day before, Brother Troy. From the day before, he remembered when the sun went down. He remembered the sun had went down on one side. He said, hold up, wait a minute, I think I got something here. And he was saying, hold up. He said, if I know the sun went down over here, I could follow the sun to get back where I'm going because that's where I came from. So what he ended up doing, he said, you know what? I'm going to wait till that sun get where I remember it, where it was. And he began to find his way. And what did he do? He followed the sun. Can I help you? That in your life, you better learn to follow the sun. You better learn to follow Jesus and understand that in your own understanding, you can't make it. But if you remember what Jesus has done for you, where he's brought you from, where you contacted Jesus, and the moments you had with him, can I help you? He'll guide you to a place not to stress out, but he might bring you to a place to where you shout and say, Lord, I know you can do it too again. You got to understand that guess what? What ends up happening is that we can't rely solely on people because there are going to be some moments in your life when nobody's there. See, there are times in your life when no one is available to assist you. And you've got to have a relationship with your Lord and with your Savior, even when nobody's there to talk to. Why? Because can I help you when things get rough and things get tough, that sometimes mama not going to understand. Sometimes daddy not going to understand. Sometimes your sister, your brother is not going to understand. But they used to tell me a long time ago, Brother Troy, just a little talk with Jesus will make it all right. So you got to get to the point to know that sometimes, just sometime, you might be in that cave-like situation. But God is right there with you. Well, look what it said, though. It came to the point where he said this. He says, refuge failed me. Now, anybody know anything about refuge? Refuge is a place of safety. Refuge is a place of comfort. And what David was saying is, he says that what I counted on to keep me safe has now failed me. Can I help us on today that there are going to be some times that the things we actually kind of like hang on and the stuff we rely on is not going to be there to help us. See, it's a danger. It's very unwise to trust in your bank accounts. It's very unwise to trust that you will always have a job. It's not smart to believe that things will always be the way they are. Sometimes your refuge will fail you. Kind of reminds me of this young carpenter. And when it happened, Bro Walker, this young carpenter, you know, he was used to that new age stuff. He had all these power tools. Let me tell you, boy, look, when he get on a job, and I mean, he had no hammer. What I need that hammer for? All this power and equipment I got. Well, he was out in the middle of nowhere, working on a house. And really, truthfully, he thought he had it going on. Well, lo and behold, come to find out, he ran out of gas in his generator. Come to find out, he didn't have enough gas to make it to town in his car. I ain't had no tool to finish the job. Old man come walk up. What's up, son? How you doing? I know that you were working pretty good earlier. something that happened. I started hearing a little thump, and I came over because I like, well, he working. But I know anybody that got good sense, at this time, pretty like that weather is, they ought to be working right now. I ain't hear no more noise. I came over here to check on you, young man. He said, sir, right now, I don't know what to do. My generator ain't got no more gas in it. My vehicle don't have no more gas in it. I don't know what to do. He said, well, you don't know what to do? Why not? He said, well, all my tools are power tools. The old man, all these old young bucks. And he went to telling them story, boy, to look at that house over there, boy. I built that thing with my bare hands. And the old man went to the house, and he got all them old-fashioned, old-time tools. And he had that young man working with that hammer. He had him working with that hand saw. He had him working with that square. Amen. And what ended up happening is the young man discovered that the stuff that he relied on to take care of him, really and truthfully, he can't totally depend on it because there are going to be some times where it might fade out or wear out. Well, preacher, where you going with that? So you got to understand, don't get too used to stuff, because the Bible tells me that, guess what? That you got to understand that life is filled with swift transition. Things happen to where what you used to lean on is no longer there. If you rock back, you're going to bust your head because there's nothing there to fall back on. How many of us can say we've been there? Where our refuge has literally failed us. You got to understand that don't be surprised when what you used to rely on fails you or falls through. Well, preacher, what else you want me to know? It says, no man cared for my soul. He's saying that there's nobody there to take care of me in this time. I'm in this cave. I don't know what to do. I don't know where my enemy is, but I'm hiding out so that he don't get hold of me because I don't want him to kill me. And he says, no man cared for my soul. He was lonely. He was lonely. And he was trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do because there's nobody to tell me it's going to be all right. There's nobody there to tell me that keep on going and just a little while longer. See, it's kind of like this. Many times when it ends up happening, sometimes we go into our own caves. We'll stop answering phone calls. Won't nobody at the house. I don't want to be bothered with nobody. Then all of a sudden, phone calls do stop. Folks stop coming to the house. And then we start acting funny with folk like they acting funny and they saying, I tried to call you 3 times and you ain't never answered your phone. You put yourself in your own cave. See, there are times when sometimes we create our own seclusion to where we don't want nobody in our world, but at the same time, we want it conveniently because we want folk to change and adjust when we adjust. Can I help you? It don't work like that. Why? Because what ends up happening is that people understand, well, you know what? I'm going to leave her alone. I'm going to leave him alone. Maybe they just don't want to be bothered. But can I help you that sometimes we create our own caves to where we don't allow people to come in and we do it so long to where we are oblivious to the fact that we created that cave. And now when nobody's around and nobody's there, nobody seems like want to be bothered with us, we're wondering why things are the way they are. Well, create that world for yourself, and can I help you? You get so deep in it, you don't even know you're in it. And you got to understand that David was in this cave, and he felt as though nobody cared. See, there's a possibility to get to a point when you feel like no one else cares whether you live or die. But at the same time, you got to understand this one thing, that you got to make sure that you don't get to the point to where you become so secluded to where that becomes your living and becomes your life. Saying, yeah, there are some times when you got to get away, but guess what? You can't stay too long, because why? God can't allow you to bless somebody, and nobody else can bless you when you're there all by yourself. So you got to understand that there's going to be some time when you feel like nobody even cares. And you got to understand this one thing. Sometimes, just sometimes, the Lord creates situations to where, guess what? You had nothing to do with being all by yourself. It just happened. God showed me this a long time ago, and it blessed my life. Sometimes He got to get you by yourself so He can talk to you and He can get folk out your ear. Sometimes He's got to do that. But at the same time, we can't be so wrapped up in ourselves to where, oh, woe is me. Nobody wants me. Nobody likes me. Can I help you? You got to understand that even though you might be by yourself physically, that you can have the joy of the Lord and say to yourself, no, never alone. Well, preacher, what else does the scripture say? He says, I cried out unto thee. Now this is after he's come to his senses to understand that, wait a minute, I've looked to the right, nobody's there. My refuge, my bank account, all that other stuff can't help me right now. He says, now I cried unto thee. Can I help you? When you can't go nowhere else, you can always go to the Lord. Amen. And he cried out to thee, oh Lord. There are some times in your life, can I help you? You got to go in your prayer closet. And if you don't want to scare nobody and nobody's around, can I help you? You're going to just have to cry out, oh Lord. By your doggone self. But preacher, that's kind of scary. That's crazy. No, it ain't crazy. Can I help you? There's some moments in your life that's going to cause you to just cry out, Lord, have mercy on my soul. Why? Because you got to understand that this fleshly man is going to go through some stuff. Yeah. But can I help you? You're in the right direction and you're in the ballpark when you cry and you put Lord at the end of it. Yes. Don't just cry. Because can I help you? Some stuff coming to you. I hate to tell you, if you keep on living, that's going to make you cry. And that's some stuff that's going to come your way, that's going to break. It's going to break your heart. But can I help you? While you're crying and while you're sobbing and while you're feeling bad, can I help you? Let me give you some advice. When you're done saying all your stuff and you finish complaining, what you need to say, but oh Lord, I know you got me. Oh Lord, you are my strength and my redeemer. Oh Lord, I know you got me in your hands. Oh Lord, I remember what you done for me. And if you did it back then, Lord, you can do it again. Sometimes you got to cry out, oh Lord, oh Lord. See, it reminds me of people who work on jobs, and isn't it amazing, Brother Stan, sometimes how we go to people that we work with on the job, and we'll give them an earful, we'll complain for 3 hours to them. They don't control our paycheck. That's right. They don't control our schedule. They don't control what jobs we do. All they can do is listen to us, and then maybe even bring it to the boss to tell the boss you complain. You ever thought about that? And we'll sit there for hours complaining to folk that all they want is a ear, or all they want is to hear our business. Because how many of you know we all, I'm a raised man, we all love some, some juicy information. Pastor, come on now, Pastor. That's some old wives be sitting on the porch. No, because I know grown men who like Victor Newman. Well, like some hot stuff, some hot gossip. Or this storyline, you know what I'm saying? We like that. And we talking to folk who can't do nothing for us, but cause more trouble for us. Can I make a suggestion? When we got our grievances and we got stuff on our heart, we got stuff on our mind, I would suggest you pray to God and ask God to tell you what to say, and you need to talk to the one who can control how much you make. Talk to the one who controls your schedule. And talk to the one who has written your job description. So that guess what? You ain't got to talk and dance around stuff. You talk to the one who can actually do something about it. Why you saying all that, Pastor? Cause can I help you? Even your boss got a boss. So when all that stuff breaks loose and you done talk to the boss about your situation, can I help you? Now you call his or her name out to the Lord and let the Lord do his work. Why? Yeah, you still got to pay the bill, you still got to go to work, you still need groceries, and you still need gas. So don't go there complaining and acting crazy with your fool self. You know the children need some school clothes. But at the same time, that don't stop you from going to God and saying, Lord, I need you to fix it, Jesus. Because Lord, I've done all you told me to do. And Lord, now, Lord, I'm letting go of it. I'm giving it. I'm giving it to you. See, if you're going to cry, make sure you cry out to the one who's in full charge and control. Look what David said. David said, I said. See, he didn't say, oh Lord. Then he said, I said, thou art my refuge. Now, understand, you got to get this. David had said his refuge had been what? Failed him. You remember he said that? What is he saying now? Now he's saying, thou art my what? My refuge. What just happened? David realized that all the stuff he was relying on wasn't worth relying on, that ultimately God is the ultimate one that he needs to place his trust in. And he says this, and my portion in the land of the living. Lord, you're going to take care of my house. You're going to take care of my bills. You're going to take care of my finances. You're going to take care of my health. You are my portion. You are my provider. You are Jehovah Jireh. That's what he's saying. And he's saying, you are my refuge. You're going to keep me safe. You're going to comfort me. You're going to take care of me. And you are my portion. Why is this so important? Because many a times what we do is we place our trust in the wrong things. And we place our trust in people, things that we have in our possession, but we've got to understand and know that thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. Who is? Oh Lord, you are. Well, preacher, what do you mean? See, you got to understand this one thing. That moments in your life will happen where you won't have a clue to what to do next. You won't have a clue where things are going to come from. And you won't have a clue how things are going to work out. And the best thing you can do is say, oh Lord, you going to keep me safe, and you going to give me what I need to get through this thing. When you get in a tight spot, you practice doing that, and you make sure you understand, Lord, you going to keep me safe, and you going to give me what I need to get through this. What? Lord, you going to keep me safe, and you going to give me what I need to get through this. Preacher, why you keep saying that over and over again? Because can I help you? Many times we cry out, but we don't cry to the Lord. We cry and complain. Amen. Can I help you? David complained, but he didn't stay complaining long. He had enough sense to come to his senses to realize that his safety and his provision comes from God. Well, preacher, you got to help me with this. If you hadn't torn it out, it's still in your Bible. There's a story about a young man who told his daddy, Brother June, Daddy, give me my potion. Daddy, give me my stuff. I know, Daddy, I don't get that stuff unless you pass away, but I want my stuff right now. Give me my inheritance, and I'm going to do it big, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Yeah. So, Daddy gave him his inheritance, which really truly was still for the daddy anyway. But he gave it to him. Young man went out. He was good for a couple of days. He was flashing, making it rain. Making it rain. Impressing everybody. Boy, he had everybody. Boy, he's a big shot caller. But beware when you go around being big shot caller, everybody in your pocket. And eventually, it's going to run out. Well, if you hadn't torn it out, it's still in there. His money ran out. And when his money ran out, guess what he ended up doing? He went to work where he was feeding swine. And he even thought about stooping to the level of eating what they eat. Jesus have mercy. So you gotta understand that he was in a bad place. And really truthfully, the money he had when he first left home couldn't take care of him now. You know why? He had spent it all. Now he's trying to figure out what in the world am I going to do? But they tell me, Sister Lord, that he remembered where he got his inheritance from. He remembered that Daddy gave him a piece of what Daddy had. But Daddy didn't give him the whole hog. Yeah. And he went back to his daddy because he knew Daddy had enough, Jesus, to take care of what he needed. So he went back to his daddy. And he said, well, at least Daddy let me serve. I'm going to go back. He's embarrassed. You know he made a fool out of himself. You know he done something he shouldn't have done. He was young and crazy. And he went back and he said, well, at least the servants will eat good. If I go back as a servant and my daddy accept me, I can at least eat what the servants eat. But can I help you? We don't have a daddy, a heavenly father, that's just going to give you a servant's meal. He too good. And that's why I can understand why folk mistreat God the way they do and treat God the way they do. As good as God is. They tell me the prodigal son went back, and when his daddy saw it, he said, hold up, put some clothes on it, and let's have a party. Where you going with this, preacher? Can I help you? God really want to bless you. But the only thing he wants you to know is that your blessings don't come from anything down here. Your blessings come from him. Now the blessing may come through somebody else, but can I help you? How many of you can say it was none but God that orchestrated some stuff in your life? Because when your blessing came through, it came through at a time when, guess what, you couldn't figure out how in the world it's got time like this. It was perfectly orchestrated Now, I heard it when I was a little boy. And Sister Chantel didn't mean much to me. He's an on-time God. He may not come when you want him, but he's right on time. Now, you know me, I'm going to be honest with you. When I was younger, like, let them folk talk that crazy stuff. You know why? Because I didn't understand. Because as a youngster, you listen to cliches and you listen to things, but they don't really mean nothing to you. But preacher, how do you know that? Ask your child what some of the cliches you tell them mean, and they ain't gonna be able to tell you. They'll just say, mama, they really don't know what it means. But when I got a little older, and I had to know the Lord, for me, Sister Lord, and I had to walk with Jesus myself. Yeah, and I had a few cave-like situations. When things that I used to trust and rely on, people I used to call, people who I used to trust in, people who I really wanted there when I wanted them there was nowhere to be found. Jesus stepped right in, right on time. And you know what I started saying? He may not come when you want it, but he's right on time. It means something now. Amen. And can I help some of us? In your walk with God, be careful talking about you want to get close to God. Can I help you? In order to get close to God, you got to have some experiences with God. Can I help you? Those experiences you're going to have, some of them ain't going to be quite sweet. But can I help you? It's those experiences with God that are going to help you to understand that He is God. I shared with someone, and I'm going to share it with you. And I know God gave it to me because it was so clear. Many times we talk about God is good. 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 He's good all the time. But you know what I've discovered? There was an old preacher, he said, you know, really and truthfully, the way Christianity is going now, the way people serve God now, it's gone from theology to meology. Oh, Jesus. You got to understand, God is not good because he does good stuff for you. God is good because he's God. And he even complimented himself. When he made the heaven and earth, Brother Charles, he said, yeah, it is good. In his own self. God is good because he's God. People of God, can I help us on this morning? And I'm led to do it. When we get that, to understand that God is God and he is who he is, and his goodness is not because of the good he does for me. His goodness is because he's just God and who he is. Can I help you? Worship will go to a whole nother level. Amen. Because can I help you? You won't have to worry about anything good he's done for you. You just gonna honor him. God, you are the creator of all. God, you are the master of the universe. And when you understand that, can I help you along the way? He's going to allow some good to come to you. Amen. Why? Because you understand that guess what? He is. That's right. He's a refuge. And he is the one who will provide. When everything and everyone else fails you, you must remember you can find safety and provision in the Lord to live. Why you saying to live, Pastor? To live. To live. To live. Why you saying to live? God did not create you to a point to where you want to give up living. It says, thou art my refuge and my portion in the land of the living. I don't care what the doctor report says. I don't care what your bank account says. I don't care what people say about you. God wants you to live. And he wants you to live knowing that it's him that's going to take care of you. Even if you don't understand what's going on. Even in your finite mind feel like it's not fair. Doesn't matter. He is who he is. And he wants you to live. But you know what he wants you to do? He wants you to live for him. Help me, preach. Look what it says. It says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. What? Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you. All that stuff you stressing and crying about, give God your whole heart, and he's going to take care of what you're going to eat, what you're going to wear, where you're going to live, and all that other stuff you've been worried about. But you got to trust him for that. It ain't going to happen overnight. But you got to trust him enough and have enough faith and be crazy enough to believe it to be true. But preacher, what can you leave me? I'm going to leave you with these 3 points. The first thing I want you to understand is this. It's all right to steal away. It's all right to steal away. What do you mean, preacher? There are times when you got to be all by yourself. God never intended for us to be all up under each other all the time. There are some times when you ought to what? Steal away. Do you realize that's what Jesus did with his disciples? They were looking for him, trying to figure out where he at. There's some times when you got to what? Steal away and go talk to God and find out what he wants you to do. But can I help you just remember, don't stay away. Steal away, but don't stay away. Why? Because you got to understand, God wants you to live, and he wants you to live amongst other people. That's why you got to understand all these, places and people and religion where they go off in isolation and all this other stuff. And, well, I'm going to get close to God and I'm going to study his word. Well, doggone, when you going to bless somebody along your way? God wants you to get away sometimes. But can I help you? Being holy is not being somewhere where you can't do wrong. Being holy is living in a hellish-like situation and doing what's right. So you got to understand that time when you got to steal away. But you got to remember, don't steal away. Well, preacher, what else you want to know? Being alone may sometimes be unavoidable. But just know, you're never alone. Never alone. Never alone. There's some moments in your life where guess what? You're going to be by yourself and you're going to wonder why. Lord, why? Why me? Can I help you? Why not you? Sometimes God wants to talk to us in a way that he never talked to us before. In order to do that, he's got to remove everything that we've been trusting in and relying on. Well, preacher, what else you want to know? In this life, you need help from others. But always keep in mind that your help ultimately comes from the Lord. Always remember that. Always remember that. And as crazy as it sounds, and as much as some people don't like to talk about it, but nothing that you see, can touch, and feel on this earth is eternal. Not even your loved one. And what ends up happening is we hold on so tight to where we don't realize sometimes when God do what he does, he just taking his stuff. It's his in the what? In the first place. what he already made and created and done what he had to do with it.
Amen.
So we've got to understand that, guess what? We can't rely totally on what's around us and what we see, we can feel, and we can touch. We've got to understand that the just shall live by faith. What is faith? Believing that what is not there currently is working behind the scene and working itself out, and God doing something that's going to manifest itself somewhere down the line. That's faith. But preacher, that's crazy. Can I help you sometime? You got to be crazy enough to believe God said what he said, meant what he said, and going to do what he said. Why? Because you got to understand that it's your faith that will sustain you. I share that with you all the time. If God takes everything away from me, I have two things. My faith and his word. You got to get to the point to understand that your relationship with God has got to be more important than any other relationship that you have. Your relationship with God has to be so strong to where you got to understand that you can't put your trust in stuff so much to where when stuff happens, you act like God don't even exist. Why? Because God wants your whole heart. He don't want some of you. He wants all of you. And he's worth trusting. He's worth believing. And he's worth depending on. You got to understand that God didn't just talk about it. He showed his love. And that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. Now when we got it all together, God blessed us even when we were messed up. And they tell me they put him in a grave, but he got up the third day with all power in his hand, with all authority in heaven and in earth. And can I help you? Any God who can raise up the Son of God from the dead, can I help you? He's a God you can trust. They got enough power to deal with the situation you're in. Amen. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. I'm done. Bless you. Real good.